Welcome back to Satisfactory Update 8. Today we're going to continue to expand our mega factory and in particular building a couple of other mini factories to put on our main train line. You can see there's more and more trains that are now moving around. Starting with oil. We want to transform the oil into plastic and rubber because it is a base material for many things, in particular computers. And you may remember we need computers for those radio control units. So let's start with this completely new factory of oil. We have, linked to the main train line over here, right? We have a new roundabout. Don't hesitate to check in the video description below if you want to see my full playlist to see in the past how we built this. I have a video showing you how to build those perfect roundabout like this. But yeah, we have a new one with now two new stations, one for this plastic and one for the rubber, right? We can see this should be nicely full. It is coming from this elevator and therefore coming from down. So let's check it out. Here is the factory. It is not, completely covered, but it is nicely organized. I hope you can see this. So actually, to explain, this is one block. This is the plastic. This is another block. This is the rubber. Then we have over here, those two purple are actually heavy oil. So one here and one there, quite small. And then basically this heavy oil, we're transforming it into petroleum coke. So we're burning it over here. It's a lot of coal generator. But with this, I've continued to basically expand my energy, right? So yes, this is taking some energy, but we're also making some on site. So that's great. Now this is also a 100% perfect factory. You can see everything is green everywhere on the screen. And it has, of course, a number of awesome things to make sure that this continues to stay green. Now, in terms of energy, let me show you quickly what I meant. We finished the last episode, I think, around 11,000 or something like this. Now we're almost at 17,000. So we have definitely increased, production, which is great because now my consumption has also increased. My consumption is also becoming flatter and flatter because while we still have some old factories that are not, at 100% with awesome sync, all of the new ones that I'm making are at 100%. So it's getting flatter and flatter around 11,000. So it's good that we built a new, a bit more of capacity because we were getting close to it. So let's go. It basically starts over here, right? This is the crude oil, that's why it's black. It comes from down. It goes into those industrial fluid buffer, the big ones, just to make sure we have some. And then, you can see there's a valve over here, by the way, to make sure it always goes this side. And it will start going into all of those refineries. Now, we're basically talking about 20 refineries that are going to take this crude oil, transform into plastic and heavy oil residue. So there is only one input, but as you can see on the other side, there is two outputs. There's one liquid output and one solid one. Solid one goes down. The liquid one, is over here. It basically starts there, right? Goes all the way over here, up, up, up. We have a buffer here, right? But then it goes into these to be transformed into petroleum coke. As I said, so in this case, we only have 5. On the other side, we'll have a bit more. And then this petroleum coke is also going down on the floor below, the logistic floor. Similarly, on the other side, we do the same thing, right? We have a lot of crude oil that's coming. It's going to be divided with all of those intersection, right? Pipeline junction to be transformed, in this case, to rubber and into heavy oil residue. In this case, it's 20 heavy oil residue for each. So it's double, this one that was only 10. And that is why instead of 5, we're going to have 10 of these refineries to transform into petroleum coke. But yeah, basically it goes all the way over here, right? It will continue on this side because we have a couple more machines there. I think basically it's 15 there and 5 there. And then here you can see the rubber is going down underground and all the heavy oil is coming here into this one, then it's going to be split into all of these. Now, one thing I did want to mention with the refineries is obviously you have two inputs and two outputs. When you press your mouse to turn it around, it's not gonna work, right? If you do it like this, because you're going to have the fluid input is gonna be in front of the solid input and vice versa. So what you usually do is, you're going to put them slightly like this. You can press H to lock it and make sure you're aligned. But yeah, you're going to put them like this, right? This way over here, I can have a junction for both of these, or you could do the same for the solid input, right, to align it. So that's what I've done basically on this side. You can see over here, right, they are not aligned, right? This one is not really aligned with that one, but the two inputs of liquid are aligned. And similarly, if we look over here for these, there, right, you can see I have a line. Actually, the input for the solid, which is the petroleum coke, right, it's a line, but the two buildings are not aligned at all. Now when you do this, you can't really align the fluid one, but in this case that still works because it's not completely, you know, on the side. So talking about the petroleum coke, you can see it's also going down here and down there. So I think it's time to go into this underfloor and see what's happening there. So we have actually a couple of floors. We have really the logistic floor there, and we have really the bottom floor over here, where we have those three oil extractor, right? 300, 600, and 600 and 300. So basically those two together will make 600, and this one alone makes 600. So I think this one is for rubber, and those two are for the plastic. You can see it goes up over here directly, and the other one goes here and then here up directly. So that is for oil. I mean, obviously we do have, by the way, a pump, right, because you do need to go up. There's also a pump over here. It's not black, so let's make it black. Good. But more importantly, let's look at this logistic floor, right? So on this side, this is the logistic floor for the rubber. You can see the rubber, right? So it's coming down from all of these, right? Being merged, and then comes here to be sent all the way up. It's the same for the plastic here, right? Being merged, and to be sent up. Now we also have the petroleum coke, right? On this side it was only 5. There's no clipping there, right? As you can see, it works perfectly. So those 5, it's merged there, and then it's going to go back up here. Similarly on this other side, right, we're going to have those 10. I mean, it's actually, sorry, 5 and 5, because 10 will be too much for one belt. This is actually more than 1000, right? So you don't want this. You want 5 on one belt and 5 on the second belt, and then they're going to go up over here. So let's go back up so I can show you. Right, this is those two over here, right, goes up and goes up. Autosave, give me a second. And the other one is over here, right? It is there hiding. So the important thing is definitely to have an awesome sink, just to make sure that in case something goes wrong over here, this doesn't all stop. Right, you can burn basically, in a sense, this petroleum coke, but better would be to burn it with water to make some energy. We're talking about 25 petroleum coke and 50 or 45, sorry, of water to make 75 megawatts. So it's not huge, but it's better than nothing. And you can see them over here, right? We have many there, many there, many there. So all of this is basically for this one there. And then on this side, I've done it slightly differently because I didn't have, you know, this. The whole reason this thing is very compact is because of this. Here we didn't have it, so I just made it a pure line. So basically I have 12 times 2, right? So that's 24, and similarly again 24 on this side. So those two lines are linked to this one here. You can see it comes here. And there, versus this line there goes all the way here to do this line and that line. So it's basically the exact same line all the time, right? We have the water at level 0, we have the coke at level 3, we have these to hide my energy right over here. But yeah, that's basically it. No, that's not, sorry. We do need to bring water, right? That's what I said, we need water. Sorry about that. So the water comes over here, over there, there, right? You could have put less pipes, but I felt it was better to just make it clean, one for each. So that's what's happening over here. Again, one for each, right? We're talking about 5. So 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, then 5 on this line, and then 5 here, which is 3 plus 2. then they always come up, right? There's a small buffer just in case, and then goes up to where it's needed. We do need, again, one of those pumps. One advice I have for you for pumps, because those things can sometimes be a bit tricky, is put the pump at the beginning, because this way it's going to really push all the water, even the water that's produced over here, all the way there and above. And also I try to put valves where it makes sense. For example, over here, I really don't want the water to come back down, so we're putting a valve. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You can see 5, they're connected at the top over here. There's nothing extraordinary. I didn't make it super pretty, but at least it's well organized in my opinion, clean. You can walk around, no problem. Let's just kill this one while we're here. I don't like to be attacked. And then last but not least, I did expand also my batteries. There was basically a bit of space over here, in my rectangle. So I added a couple of batteries there. With this, we really have a lot more hours when there's a problem. Right now, no problem, but if ever we have one, I'm not gonna be too worried. There is a lot of batteries. So this is it, I think, ladies and gents. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below if you have any questions, thoughts, or comments. But yeah, we're taking 600 of crude oil on this side, 600 on this side. We have 20 of these to transform, 30 times 20 is 600. Transform into plastic, basically making 400. Then making oil residue that's transformed here into petroleum coke. And then we burn it with some water. And it's the same on this side with rubber. With the only difference is you're making a bit more heavy oil residue, so you have doubled the amount of petroleum coke, and therefore you have doubled the amount of coal generators. With this, 400 of rubber, 400 of plastic, and of course, as I said just before, we're sending it, on the map over here. There's one train that's going to come over here, one train over there, and they're going to go all the way back to the mega factory over there, right? So we have done oil. I showed you iron in the last episode. We did do copper a while back, but you may remember there was a problem with that copper, right? We hadn't made that copper 100% efficient. So let's check if I have fixed this. By the way, you may remember this was the iron factory we looked at in the previous episode. There's a new one here, a new one there. There's also a new one hiding somewhere else over here. But before I show you this, let me show you the copper one, which is now all green, meaning it works at 100% all the time, right? You can see I'm not lying, it's all green, I don't see any yellow anywhere, so that's perfect. And the way this is working is obviously because now we have over here a smart splitter, right? Same over here, smart splitter, same over here, smart splitter, right? That is going to make sure that we send obviously some of this copper first this side into the train station, but when this is full, it's going to go down into those awesome sink. We have 3, 1 for each, right? One here, one here, one there. I did also kill, by the way, the oh, they're back. Interesting. I killed them like 1 hour ago and they're back already. Okay. But yeah, you can see it's coming over here, down there, and down here. I think it's a nice symmetry that, we're sending the raw material there and then we're sending back the transform one into the awesome sink. So with this, obviously, I'm also getting more and more coupons, right? We have more than 200 right now. So I could do things with it. Maybe don't hesitate, also tell me in the comments below what you want to see with those coupons. But yeah, this is great progress. So we have the oil, iron, and copper all down. Now we still have the steel, the quick wires, and the limestone. I think we'll keep that for the next episode. I know it's a bit of a short one, but don't worry, I'll post the next one very soon. And I can show you those next factories, right? Steel, limestone, and quick wires, all linking, to obviously this big train network. So then we can go back to the mega base. I can show you that there's obviously more train station, but more importantly, there is a mega bus, and we can start making radio control units to unlock drones and well extractor. I'm happy with our progress. Please smash the like button, tell me in the comments if you have any question or request, and I hope to see you next time.